Look around you. The shiny new cars on the highway, the crowded high-end restaurants, the millions of people walking out of luxury retail stores with bags in their hands. It looks like a nation of wealth. It looks like the American dream is alive and thriving. But if you pull back the curtain and look closely at the foundation of this empire, you will find a terrifying truth. None of this is real. The cars, the clothes, the vacations, the homes, they are not paid for. They are rented from tomorrow. Welcome to the largest financial illusion in human history. As of right now, American citizens are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Over $1 trillion in credit card debt. That is $1,000 billion of money that does not actually exist, borrowed at punishing interest rates by people who are mathematically guaranteed to never pay it all back. But this isn't an accident. It is not a glitch in the economy. This is exactly how the system was designed to work. You see, the modern American economy doesn't run on the production of goods or the accumulation of savings. It runs on your debt. Today, we are going to expose the dark architecture of the credit card industry, how they psychologically manipulate you into spending money you don't have, and why this trillion-dollar trap is designed to keep you working until the day you die. To understand how an entire nation fell into a trillion-dollar black hole, we have to look at the psychology of spending. Why do we swipe the card when we know our bank account is empty? Credit card companies employ armies of behavioral psychologists to answer this exact question. They discovered a concept called the frictionless transaction. When you hand over physical cash, crisp, green dollar bills, your brain registers a psychological phenomenon known as the pain of paying. Your brain literally fires the same neural pathways as it does when experiencing physical pain. You feel the loss. You see the money leaving your hands. But a credit card? A piece of plastic, or worse, a simple tap of your phone? That removes the pain entirely. There is no immediate loss. Your brain only registers the reward, the new shoes, the expensive dinner, the dopamine hit. The credit card industry has masterfully engineered an environment where spending is completely divorced from consequence. And to make sure you never stop swiping, they invented the ultimate decoy, the rewards program. Points, miles, cash back. They have gamified debt. They convince you that you are outsmarting the system by earning a 2% cashback reward, while they silently charge you a 24% annual percentage rate on your unpaid balance. It is a brilliant, diabolical magic trick. You think you are playing the game, but in reality, you are the board they are playing on. But the true weapon of mass financial destruction isn't the plastic itself, it's the invention of the minimum payment. If you look at your credit card statement, the minimum payment is always highlighted, bolded, and placed front and center. It feels like a lifeline, a small, manageable number that lets you survive another month without defaulting. But this is the deadliest trap in modern finance. Let's look at the brutal, unyielding math. Imagine you have a $10,000 balance on your credit card. The average interest rate right now is a staggering 24%. Your credit card company tells you that your minimum payment is just $250. You pay it. You breathe a sigh of relief. But what they don't explicitly tell you is that almost all of that $250 went straight to interest. Your actual debt barely moved. If you cut up the card today and only make that $250 minimum payment every month, do you know how long it will take to pay off that $10,000? It will take you over 9 years. And you won't just pay back $10,000. You will pay an additional $11,000 in interest alone. You will have paid more than double what you originally borrowed. This is compound interest working against you. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. The banks understand it perfectly. The minimum payment is not designed to help you get out of debt. It is a mathematical formula calculated to keep you in debt for the maximum amount of time legally possible, extracting every drop of wealth from your future labor. So, who exactly is falling into this trap? Is it just financially irresponsible people buying things they don't need? That is the narrative the banks want you to believe. They want to shift the blame to personal failure. But the truth is much darker. The system is designed to be predatory. Think about when you got your first credit card offer. For many Americans, it happens in college. 18-year-olds with zero income, zero financial education, and a completely undeveloped understanding of long-term consequences are flooded with pre-approved credit card offers. The industry knows that brand loyalty established in youth often lasts a lifetime. They are hooking you into a cycle of dependency before you even receive your first real paycheck. Furthermore, they have created an artificial metric called the credit score, specifically the FICO score. You are taught that a good credit score is the key to life. You need it to buy a house, rent an apartment, sometimes even to get a job. But how do you get a good credit score? By taking on debt. The system demands that you participate in their game of borrowing just to prove you are a worthy citizen. You are forced to interact with a multi-billion-dollar industry that actively profits off your mistakes. The credit bureaus, the banks, the data brokers, they form an unholy trinity, a massive surveillance network tracking your spending habits, waiting for the moment you slip up. But perhaps the most tragic evolution of the trillion-dollar trap is what is happening right now, in this very decade. Decades ago, credit card debt was often the result of luxury spending, a vacation to Hawaii, a fancy television, a designer handbag. Today, the landscape has fundamentally shifted, thanks to crushing inflation, stagnant wages, and a cost of living crisis that is tearing through the middle class. Credit cards are no longer tools for luxury. They are tools for survival. Millions of Americans are now putting their groceries, their utility bills, and their medical expenses on high-interest plastic. They are not swiping for Gucci. They are swiping for groceries. They are borrowing money at 24% interest just to feed their families because their paycheck no longer covers basic human necessities. When the cost of living outpaces the value of human labor, debt becomes the only bridge between surviving today and starving tomorrow. The credit card companies know this. They are watching the middle class slowly drown, and instead of throwing a life preserver, they are tossing an anchor. They are reporting record-breaking, multi-billion-dollar profits quarter after quarter, while the average citizen is one missed paycheck away from total financial ruin. The trillion-dollar trap is not a flaw in the American economy. It is the American economy, a system built on the endless extraction of your future wealth. But recognizing the trap is the first step to escaping it. You have to stop playing by their rules. Stop chasing meaningless reward points. Treat credit like a loaded weapon. Pay your balance in full every single month, or cut the plastic up forever. Refuse to be a profit margin on a banker's spreadsheet. Your financial freedom begins the moment you stop financing your life with tomorrow's money. If this video opened your eyes, hit the like button, subscribe to MoneyQuill, and share this truth with someone who needs to hear it. Don't let the system win. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.